God's prescription for helping his prophet named Elijah to combat his feelings of emotional depletion began with the physical. As Pastor Jim put it, God started by feeding him and putting him to bed. But physical rest was not the whole of what Elijah needed in order to experience full restoration and refreshment from his emotional depletion. And it's not the whole of what we need either. So the second part of God's prescription was spiritual. In this beautiful passage, God sends a mighty windstorm, but the Bible says that God was not in the windstorm. Then he sent an earthquake, but God was not in the earthquake. Then he sent fire, but God was not in the fire. And then there was the sound of a gentle whisper, and the Lord was in that gentle whisper. He was there in the stillness and the quiet. Just as our bodies need rest, our spirits need rest. Just as our bodies need to slow down in order to be restored and refreshed, our hearts and our minds need to slow down in order to be restored and refreshed. We need daily time in the presence of God, listening to him speak to us through his word and through his spirit. We also need a weekly day of Sabbath, a regular set-apart period for extended rest for our souls. A day when you break from your regular rhythms and routines, when you stop running, when instead of pouring out, God can pour into you. Do you have spiritual rhythms in place? Do you set aside time dedicated to be still before God? What would it look like for you to begin taking a weekly Sabbath, even if you start with just a few hours and build up to a full day? I hope you'll take some time this week to let your spirit rest. I hope you'll take time to be still before God and listen to his gentle whisper.